Wow! Hello! Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's Diana. It's Dee Dee. How's it going? I see Velmo. Hello? Hello, hello. Welcome in. Let me just tweet out or post, whatever, that we're live. Running behind schedule. What else is new with me? In my defense, I got a mild case of food poisoning last night, so I'm all discombobulated today. I'm doing better, but stomach still hurts a bit, and plus I was rolling in Genshin. That's the bigger reason. Hello, hello, everyone. Alright. Where's Twitter? Where's Twitter? Let's see. Yay! Alright. Other than that, I hope everyone had a good Tuesday. It feels like it should be later in the week. Am I crazy? It doesn't feel like it's a Tuesday to me. Does it feel like it's a Tuesday to me? I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm taking a chunk of time off this week because of my birthday and stuff over the weekend. So it's like what's the word I'm looking for? Good evening, hello Zan! How's it going? I just saw the Discord. You had a very nice looking dinner. How was it? That looks like... Is that sukiyaki? Kinda looks like sukiyaki. Beef stir-fried ramen. Ah, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I couldn't tell what type of noodle it was. How is everyone? Pretty good, pretty good. Chicken Shaolong Bao. Ooh. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about it, but it's mid-autumn festival season, so happy Mid-Autumn Festival if anyone celebrates the occasion. I am white as the driven snow, so I do not. I have always wanted to try moon cakes though. Brown sugar milk tea. Ah, you're killing me. Especially since I have to take it easy today because I got mild food poisoning last night, so I've just been like having like, you know, rice and grains all day. So talking about milk tea latte, I'm like, and like stir-fried foods, I'm like, oh my god, I want. Hydrate, thank you. Oh no, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna order. Rest well. I will, don't worry. It was only mild, but hubris. I was determined to have poutine last night. And the place closest to me was like, through Uber Eats, was like, we're not accepting any more orders. So I'm like, fine, I'll just get the one from across town. I should have known something was up because it was like lukewarmish when I got it. Ah, well. I just thought it was like I ate something heavy. Because like usually I don't eat like fast food. So I'm like, oh, like my stomach just hurts because I ate something heavy. And then in the morning I'm like, Iduna, I feel nauseous and my stomach hurts. And she's like, Diana, go home. Don't go to work, go home, turn around. I lasted the morning and I'm like, nope, nope, I'm going home. And then I slept for like 3 hours, so I'm doing pretty good. The nausea's passed, which is the most unfortunate part with food poisoning, in my opinion. Maybe a little TMI, but if you get periods, for the most part, stomach cramping is annoying, but manageable. But yes, I also got delayed a little bit because I was rolling for... Oof, yeah. But it's okay, it's not too bad. I have chronic stomach problems anyway, so I'm like, this is par for the course. As long as, you know, symptoms aren't concerning, then it's business as usual. Bow bow. Yeah, I have sensitive stomach, as I guess you would call it. So like very, very sensitive to stress and all of that good stuff. So yeah, it doesn't take much for me to become tummy ache survivor. So I'm like, That's the thing, right? If you've got a chronic condition to some extent, you're like, you just deal with it. Alright. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing good. I was rolling on Genshin right before stream started. I tried to stream earlier because it says it says 1800 hours, so I'm like 6 p.m. cool. And then I log in and they're like, joke, 47 more minutes, and I'm like, damn it. I did get him though. Did get Kanish, the new character. It was freaking hilarious though, cause now when you get a new character, they have like an intro line to go with the splash art. And all Kanish says is like yoroshiku, like nice to meet you, and I think a little bit more, and then his like annoying ass pixel dragon companion voiced by Junko Takeuchi, aka Naruto, goes on for a full like minute. I'm like, oh my god, shut up. It's like, go away. I'm like, this is perfect. They knew exactly who to cast for the annoying little sidekick dude. Fun Japanese fact, his pronouns are, like, Ajar the dragon's pronouns are wagahai, which is basically short form for this is a really annoying stuck-up animal character. Because it was used in Soseki Natsume's I Am Cat book. And we all know how cats are. Alright, big stretch. Oh my god. My back. All the yoga's been fixing my posture, but at the same time, I'm finding new ways to crack like a glow stick. Terrible. Alright, let's get rolling. Because I slept most of today because I was feeling sick, so I don't have that much to yap about. But that was still 15 minutes of yapping. Alright, uno momento. We'll do a sound check on this. Should be good though. Just have to do the equivalent of turn it on and off again. Let's see. Oh, no, this way. Ah, there we go. Some nice gentle piano. Alright, there we go. We're right back before we made the bad choice. The bad choice that got us barbecued. For anyone who is new and they haven't caught up on the VODs on YouTube or anything like that, I'll assume you know the basic premise of Tsukihime. If you don't, just let me know and I'll try and summarize a little further. But assuming you know the basic premise, I'll just tell you where we are in the story. Love, the vampire that our queen has been hunting, came up to the surface. And this guy just spreads fire wherever he goes just by existing. Like, literally his aura catches fire. Like, imagine in DBZ when they have, like, the aura flare and it just literally sets stuff on fire. So, we're in the middle of, trying to stop him from, you know, decimating the whole city. Our queen just jumped off a building into the air and dropped down like a missile. And literally made a giant-ass crater so she and Vlav can fight out of the way of the innocents, basically. So that's roughly where we are. We had to go back a bit because I picked the wrong choice, and the game didn't tell me going down there right now would get me set on fire, but it did, and Shiki just stood there, letting himself be set on fire, and he burned away and died. So first bad end. So now we have to go back and pick the other decision. Might as well reread this a bit. I won't put as much oomph into it since I already read this all before. No, not fallen, it was calculated. She launched herself right at him. After adjusting her trajectory in mid-air, she accelerates towards her target with missile-like precision. Oh yeah, and if you've never seen Tsukihime remake in action, it is arguably the most cinematic visual novel I have ever seen. The effects are mwah. Dirt and debris erupts in a cloud around the impact site. A massive storm of dust sweeps the area. Even the ever-expanding river of fire is snuffed out in one fell swoop. The police officers that had surrounded Vlav are sent flying backwards by the blast. Most of them are instantly put out of commission. Those who weren't knocked out are too overcome by fear to mount any resistance, which, I mean, understandable. This dude was immune to bullets, and now the ground's exploded. Yep, a perfectly natural response. Holy crap! The dust settles, unveiling the scene below. What's left of it, anyway? Our queen's attack didn't just take out Vlav. She plunged into the earth and shattered through its surface, taking a section of the station's north exit and a good chunk of the shopping district down with her. So this is what she meant when she said she'd take him down. The crater has got to be at least 40 meters deep. It feels like I'm witnessing some spectacle of nature on par with the Amazon rainforest or Niagara Falls. Hey, Niagara Falls! Has she ever heard of restraint? No. Did you really think she'd show restraint, Shiki? You're so dumb. Of course, this isn't praise. Oh, jeez! I didn't know the battery was low. One sec. Where's the... I hadn't switched over to the charging grip yet since there hadn't been a need to. Worst case scenario, I've got Joy-Cons attached to it that it should be fine. Oop! Hey, stop, game. What are you doing? I will go back and read all of this. Somehow I accidentally pushed the auto button. Terrible. Perfect time to join. Sorry for the chaos and the scuff. What else is new? Alright. My god. Yes, Pep. I know. I'm a horrible streamer. My cat's meowing at me. Alright. So, crater's gotta be 40 meters deep. Still, this is incredible. Did she plan all of this, or did it just happen to go well? From my vantage point on the rooftop, I don't spot any casualties. Police officers outside of the blast zone come rushing in to tend to their unconscious brethren. Then they set out to withdraw from the area. As a result, the vicinity is completely cleared of human life. She's one hell of a force to be reckoned with. Oh, and there was like some sparking effects. Was that Blob's fire? Maybe our queen missed her target, or Flav managed to dodge just in time. Either way, he's still alive. I don't think the fall from heaven was meant to kill him. Oh, what a monster surviving a blast like that. But something is chasing him down within the flames. A burst of white flashes from within the cloud of dust, pushing back against him. You're gonna come in after me, okay? Arquee's words echo in my mind. There'll be time to think later. For now, I've got to get down from here. I make for the stairs. I cut through the lock on the door with my knife. And some heavy breathing. I hurtle down the stairs by the glow of the emergency lights. My resolve and my breathing are both rendered wild and ragged as I speed downwards. All I have to do is sever Blov's lines. First, our queen will fight him and bind him with her chains. Then it will be my turn. I'll run up to him, cut his lines, and chop him to pieces. What our queen did just now was truly amazing. It's no wonder she insisted she could restrain him. That said, even so, Blov is still alive and well. There's a chance that our queen underestimated him, and if she did, her wounds put her at a disadvantage. Worst case scenario, I'll have to face Flav alone. No, that won't happen. We didn't plan for the worst because there was never any need to. Because if our queen were defeated, there'd be no option for me but to run away. And I can't believe he takes an elevator in an emergency. I can't believe there's still electricity. At last, I make it to an elevator. I throw myself inside and slam the button for the first floor. There's no more time for doubts. Even if there was, I'm in way too deep to voice them. I tried to take a deep breath and check myself over. Good. Still in one piece. Body still moving. The only parts that feel stiff are my fingers. They're gripped so tightly around my knife that they don't even feel like they're part of my own body. Is this fear I'm feeling? Am I scared of facing that monster? That incarnation of violence? That's all it is, then I'm fine. At least this proves I'm still in my right mind. This is a creature that can kill just by being in close proximity to someone. Any human ought to be afraid of that. But that leaves one other fear. The real problem. Okay, there we go. We're caught up now. After I accidentally sped through a whole bunch of dialogue. My breathing quickens. My heart thumps faster in my chest, like it's trying to break free from my body. I arrive at the first floor. Ding dong! Adjusting my grip on the knife, I run as fast as I can towards the crater. And we're back! This is where we made the ill-fated decision last time. I step out of the building and witness the mountain of rubble before me. Slowly, I inch closer to the crater, stopping just short of where the ground caved in to peer over the edge. And there he is! He's so tiny! It's definitely 40 meters deep. There was a park here once, but there's no trace of it now. Hello! Yes, TSUKIHIME! The debris is scattered across the slope, all the way down to where it bottoms out into the cavern. It looks like it'll be too steep to climb back up, though I should be able to get down safely enough. Which is why I do not pick the option that gets me barbecued. I'm good. We just got started. We just got back to where we made the bad choice last time and got a bad end, so now we pick the second option. We scope things out first. I can't go down there now. The pit below is filled with azure flames as far as the eye can see. In the middle of it all. Uh-oh, typos. In the middle of it all stands the towering vampire. Uh-oh, typos. In the middle of it all stands the towering vampire. Love Archangel. All your base art belong to us? Yes. It appears the explosion didn't even scratch him. What a monster. By human standards, he might as well be immortal. But even so... the figure in white still dances circles around him. Like a beautiful huntress darting and weaving through an orchard of flame and crumbling rubble. The figure in white is Arquide. She leaps over the river of flames to close in on Vlav. Hey, that's a big frickin' knife you got there, buddy. In his hand is some crude weapon. At a glance, it looks like a long sword, but its blade is shaped like a machete. Arquide, on the other hand, is fighting back against him with her bare hands. She's only got her legs to run and her clawed hands to strike. Yet, even so, this proves enough to counter Vlav's machete. He's forced backwards after one tremendous blow. The wound left on his arm is deep enough for me to see the bone beneath. Ooh! Ouchie! But the sight lasts only a moment. By the time Arquide slashes open Vlav's flesh, his blood is already flowing over it, repairing the gash. Arquide warned me about this. Vampires won't die as long as their supply of blood isn't exhausted. It's just like she said. A wound fatal to any ordinary creature disappeared in the blink of an eye, like it was never there. He swings his heavy blade without fear. Arquide is careful not to overextend. Whenever she lands a blow, she quickly leaps back just out of his blade's reach. She must be wary of him landing a counterstrike. No, that's not it. Her face says it all. She's enjoying the chase.
死ににくいだけがあなたの取り柄なの？
Is resilience to death the only thing you've got going for you?
27層も質が落ちたものね。このまま奥の手も見せないで私に殺される？
Oh, how the 27 ancestors have fallen. Do you plan to die before you even show me your trump card? You okay? Take your time. Take your time. Blob's breathing comes out in ragged heaves. His morbidly pale skin is painted with anguish. He may be immortal, but there's a limit to his powers. Even though he appears to be unarmed. Arqueed's dive bomb must have wrecked him, maybe even dealt an otherwise fatal blow. And in regenerating his entire body, he's burned through most of his energy. Arqueed's in a similar situation due to me killing her. That sort of thing must have taken its toll on Vlav too. I take it she's thinking the same thing. So she's distancing herself after each attack, essentially baiting Vlav to move in for the kill, hoping he'll risk it all on a full-blown counterattack. The metallic ringing of blows reverberates through the air. Vlav's breathing is a mess. No, this is an awful, foreboding chill creeps up my back. Arqueed's got the upper hand, and Vlad is clearly getting exhausted. So, why am I feeling so uneasy watching all this unfold? It's as if Arqueed's claws are no longer hitting him like they were before. Worse, despite Vlav's ragged appearance, his swordplay, no, machete play, you could just call it swordplay, it's okay, is still top-notch. It's as if he can see right through Arqueed's action, anticipating and calculating her every move, but first of all, he still hasn't used that flaming claw of his yet. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Vlav howls. The fire shudders and soars in response. Swirling several meters high, the flames grow into an inferno that towers over the both of them. They then split into countless blazing branches. The underground coliseum has morphed into a jungle of flame. Uh-oh. Walls of fire press in around Arqueed, blocking off her escape routes. At that moment, high above her, melting straight through the rubble, hands composed of heat stretch their fingers wide before slamming straight into her body. Uh-oh. In that 1 second, the tides shift in Vlav's favor. Arqueid told me that she could withstand temperatures up to 3,000 degrees because she is bananas. But these flames just burn straight through concrete. They've got to be far hotter than that. Oh, I guess it's not charging. Oh well. I'll switch in a second. Blob stacked 3 of those fiery hands atop one another. A strike like that wouldn't even leave ashes behind. She never had the chance to escape, and now the fire only serves to lap up its prey. That's how it ends for the woman in white, incinerated without a trace. You sure about that, buddy? That is, if this had happened last night. change? Huh? Girl? A white skirt flutters in the wind? Excuse me? What? Pretty? It is very pretty, but I am like, what? She told me all about it. She told you all about what? I'll remake my body beforehand? Girl, I have questions. Alright, one sec. There we go. This black and white battle dress must be the culmination of her plan, a piece of armor that can withstand the heat of lava's flames. Why did she pick this, though? I wonder if it looks the way it does because it absorbed his flames, or if our queen made it that way. Who knows? Shiki out here like, I guess I just gotta, you know, appreciate the show. Either way, the flames have no effect on her now. She's even got shoes! I don't know why they're high heels, though. I will personally allow all logic to pass. Very true. It's Titan Moon. It's like, you know, whatever. Fighting in heels. Don't really recommend fighting in heels, but you know, love assails her with more fiery claws. But our queen bats them away with a casual flick of her left wrist. Who wants to fight in an ugly outfit? Her outfit before was nice. What are y'all talking about? Y'all don't appreciate the subtle beauty of a sweater and a mini skirt. As easily as parting her hair, she cleaves through the wall of flames, scattering them left and right. The spark that manages to touch her white dress sizzle and fade into submission. The golden hair streaks behind her like a shooting star. The way she moves and swings her claws now is unlike anything I've seen her do so far. Blav is forced to stumble back, helpless against her onslaught. The difference between them is astounding. It's hardly even a contest anymore. Blav went from hunter to hunted the second his flames were rendered useless. Our queen is absolutely relentless, inflicting fatal wound after fatal wound as she corners the vampire. The only reason Blob's still standing must be because he's still got some blood in reserve. I mean, he ate most of the town. That will run out sooner or later. Especially since there's no one left in the area for him to feed off of, except you. Except for you, Shiki. all that's left is that which already flows within his body. Just a few more hits like this, and that'll be gone too. He'll be starved. And once he no longer possesses the fuel he needs to regenerate, he'll be little more than a regular corpse. Stop this? Now's not the time to ask for mercy. A plea for mercy? Undignified, like a spoiled child. Gone is his skillful display with the machete. His swings turn wild and graceless as he haphazardly lunges at her queen, almost like he was trying to cast away his fears. But she doesn't miss her chance to retaliate. It's cold. Cold! So very, very cold! The vampire cries as he leaps into the air. Getting away from our queen takes every last ounce of blood-fueled power that he has. He flees, soaring higher and higher, aiming past the confines of the crater. Even a 40-meter deep crater isn't enough to keep him trapped. It's likely that he tends to scour the surface for more blood to replenish his supply. Oh. Those are some pretty-ass chains, but ivy wraps around his legs before he has a chance to escape. It sprouts from the earth in a flash, tangling itself around the vampire with incredible force, and drags him right back into the center of the hole. Jerome. The river of fire at Flop's feet is reignited. I watch as the azure flames turn the ivy to ashes. But it's not enough to release him of his shackles. New vines spring forth from this topsoil of ashes. No matter how many times he burns through them, the chains remain unbroken, reviving again and again like a phoenix. Even the immortality of a vampire pales in comparison to nature's infinite cycle of rebirth. These vines are that cycle made manifest. Short of burning down the entire planet, there's no way to escape them. No amount of vampiric powers or curses can extinguish nature's breath. Arquette dashes in his direction. Everything about her posture and demeanor tells me she's going in for the final blow. She's already crushed every last one of his attacks. Finally, she's decided to put an end to this. I'm happy to let her do the honors. She doesn't even need my involvement. Any moment now, Arquette will crush Flop. Famous last words. There's just one thing. Even with our victory so close at hand, my heart beats like crazy. Something feels wrong. His agony, his labored breathing. Something tells me that things aren't as they seem. The anguish painted on his sallow face is clearer than ever. In this incandescence, he alone inhabits a different world. A white breath so out of place amidst that fiery sea that envelops him. I know that look in his eyes. It's one of obsession and of self-preservation. He is both the aggressor and the victim, which is when I realize that we made a huge mistake. Damn it! What am I thinking at a time like this? Arquette's victory is already guaranteed. I'd be an idiot to try and interfere now. I ought to sit here and observe. There's no need for me to plunge into that hellscape. Knowing that, Oh god, hang on. No, you're not gonna let me. There we go. I was like, please let me. Quick save! Call out. I remember what Arquette told me. Defeating vampire means defeating whatever special abilities they possess. The problem is that we were looking at the wrong ability. And focusing on the fire, we overlooked everything else. But that's not where his true power lies.
違う逆なんだアルクエイド
I quit! We were wrong! It's the other way round! I shouted her from high above. But I'm too far. My voice won't reach her. Despite it all, I scream with all my might. I know what type of power this vampire wields. It's not heat, but... Arquette pierces his chest. Blood spurts out from the wound. It flows quick and free, like a bottle uncorked. And last, the scorching nightmare is brought to an end. Loft is pushed past the final threshold. A terrible sound fills the air. Uh-oh. It rends time and space as the vampire reveals its true form. Uh-oh. We pushed him to evolve. We goofed. The atmosphere crackles and sparks. The atoms that were accelerated by the heat. Oh! Fuck. So it's not that he controlled fire, it's that he basically controlled energy. So it can be, if he makes them move too fast, it becomes fire, but if it slows down... Okay. The atoms that were accelerated by the heat suddenly decelerate at an unnatural pace. Electrons bounce off the ultra-cold matter, and with nowhere to go, react with the atmosphere. The blue flames that cover the ground around him were never really flames at all. They were an exothermic reaction akin to vaporization. The very earth rapidly losing heat.
本当に
Swirled this. He extends one of his cold-blooded arms. His fingers are spread wide, palm open as if craving warmth.
ここは寒い
So very, very cold. The beautiful huntress is enveloped in blinding light. Whoa! Or was it just the temperature that dropped? The world itself underwent a drastic change. A torrent of ice blows Arquette away and engulfs the city beyond. Everything is frozen, from the ground in the pit below to the roofs of the skyscrapers, all in a flash. I wonder if anyone was left in those buildings. If there were people who still hadn't been evacuated, then the sheer cold would have robbed them of their heat and killed them in an instant. A shiver runs down my back at the sight before me. Why are you still alive, though, if it would instantly kill a human? I'm afraid to think of what might follow this. It's stupid luck that I'm even alive now. Had I been behind Arquette on the other side of the crater, I would have been frozen alive. Ah, it was directional. He's wearing his plot armor, yeah. The river of flames could cover a wide area, but it also spreads slowly. Most people would be able to outrun those flames if needed. This river of frost is something else. Might have narrow range and follow a set path across the ground, but once it's fired, it spells instant death. If he manages to escape above ground, he'll slaughter the whole town.
アルクエイド
Arquid?
そうだアルクエイド
Damn it, is she okay? I desperately cling to the hope that she's still alive. It's the only one who can stop this monster.
いた
There! Spot her in the middle of the glacial river. Thank God for our Quid being tough as nails. It looks like the blast of ice didn't even dent her.
そういうこと。
I see how it is now.
あなたは正気がないんじゃなくて正気から逃げていたのね。
It's not that you're insane. You're just fleeing from your sanity. This is on the level of people die when they are killed. This is a level of Type Moon writing that I am going to need to sit and decipher to understand what the heck she's talking about. So what? Going insane is losing your sanity against your free will? And Fluff is choosing to go bananas? Is that it?
三流の使徒である原理を持つ以上に星を打倒し得る。
I suppose even a third-rate dead apostle can topple their superiors if they possess the right principle.
おかげで目が覚めたわ。ブローブ・アルハンゲル。
Thanks for the wake-up call, Blob Arkhanga. Arquade stands untouched at the center of the glacier. Blob's gaze is as cold as the ice that surrounds him. His eyes are no longer filled with the same pain and agony as before. They're the eyes of a hunter now, stalking his prey on the snowy tundra.
目を覚ましたのはこちらの話だ
I am the one who has awoken.
よくも俺からここまで熱を奪ってくれた
How dare you rob me of this much heat? He's just cold. We should have just given him a blankie. He just needed a blankie. The hatred on his tongue cuts the air like a knife. He hasn't lost the will to fight. If anything, this is the first time I've actually seen him this motivated to battle.
そう。なら、己の幸運を感じなさい、ブローブ。本来なら目を覚ます前に終わらせていたわ。あなたを救ったのは憎たらしい殺人鬼。
Damn.
まあ、それも今一時の話だけど。
Is that our fault? Did we do that? Count yourself lucky, Fluff. Normally I'd have finished you off before you came to your senses. Thank a certain slasher for making me too weak to bring you salvation quickly. Though, that's but a temporary matter.
確か
I see. I understand now.
に伝え聞いた貴様の姿と今の貴様はかけ離れている
Your power is indeed a far cry from what I heard you could muster.
どうやらここ一番で俺は幸運を拾ったか
How fortunate I am to face you now, weakened as you are.
忌々しいけどそういうことよ。
Though I hate to admit it, you're right.
お互い最後の一撃を残しているだけの低たらく。どちらかが仕掛ければどちらかが消えるだけ。
But both of us are on our last legs. The next move will end with one of us being wiped from this earth.
その前に最低限の礼は取ってあげる。
So, before we get to that, I'll show you the least bit of courtesy.
答えよ。賠償家畜の我が霊作。
Yes, my name is Lowly Servant. What can I do for you, mistress?
その証根の形相大臼のごときその穴蔵
Hey, root mentioned.
新たな原理をはらんだ種よ
Answer me, lowly servant, mark of the ancestor, lesion of the root, whirling hollow, bastard seed of a newborn principle.
貴様にとって血とは何や
What is blood to you? Marquade sounds oddly dire, even considering the situation. Her question sounds like she's condemning him. Even Vlav looks like he was taken by surprise.
慎んで答えよ
You shall have your answer.
う。俺にとって血液とは
To me,
元そのもの。
blood is warmth itself.
生命の熱さ。我が凍傷を癒す霊薬。我が世界。我が原理を回すもの。
It is the warmth of life, that which heals my frostbite and guides both my world and my principle.
しかり。血液がなければ俺はこの寒さに凍りつく。
Without blood, I would succumb to the cold and find my demise at its icy grip. His tone belies an honest reverence as he clarifies his true nature.
思い出した
I remember now.
人間を嫌い恐れ避けようと絶海を漂流し城を構えた変わり者
She? Uh-oh. There was once an eccentric vampire who both loathed and feared humans. To avoid them, she traversed the distant seas and built a castle of her own.
27祖の一人ゼリア・アッフェンバウム
One of the 27 ancestors, Zadia Offenbaum.
1000年を超える原理を持ちながら子を作らずに領地を治めていたと聞いたけどそう
I heard that she's never sired any children, despite having used her principle to rule over her domain for more than a millennium.
つまり殺して奪ったのね
In which case, I suppose you killed her and robbed her of it?
そうだ。俺は後継者ではない。ただの騎士だ。騎士だった。永遠など俺には手に余るものだ。
Interesting. Correct. I am no successor. I am but a knight. No, I was once a knight. Eternity was never meant for my grasp. The vampire beckons towards his shadow with his right hand. What? Damn. Out of his unnaturally stretched umbra emerges a strange and massive weapon. Oh, fuck! He's a lancer!
ご当主にとってもそれはより不相応だった。
But such a thing was unsuited for my master.
故に奪った。騎士として王を倒し、その王座を簒奪した。今やこの原理は俺だけのものになった。
Thus, I took it for my own. I became a knight who usurped his liege and stole her throne. Now, her principle is mine alone.
そう短い王位だったわね
It'll be a short reign then.
強気だな。空想具現化もできぬほど弱っていながら。俺と正面から
Marble Phantasm. Hey, this wouldn't be related to noble phantasms and reality marbles, would it? I'm starting to see some of the concepts that Tsukihime had that carried over into Fate under slightly different names. I feel like most people who don't even know Fate know what the Noble Phantasms are. They're basically a special attack. Reality Marble is basically... the domains in Jujutsu Kaisen are actually very much what a Reality Marble is. Considering Gege Akutami is a fan of Fate Stay Night, that's not surprising. So literally, yeah, it's just a special ability possessed by certain people to make a sphere of reality in which they have basically unlimited power, or like, yeah, unlimited power within a set rule. So yeah, literally domains in Jujutsu Kaisen. It was very not subtle.
いらない。たかだか使徒相手に世界と同化する必要もない。
I don't need it, nor do I need to assimilate with nature to take out a simple dead apostle.
あなた程度、この爪だけで十分よ。
For someone like you, my claws will do the trick. Oh, I'd break. Sweating it out in game, but Zonark is about the Dragoon life. Frosty, you did your best. You did your best. You tried so hard and got nowhere. Alright, I'm grabbing a cough drop while we have a second. We're deep in the final battle, so it doesn't feel fair to keep going once people are in an ad break. Usually it's not a big deal if you're just running around on the map or something, but with this kind of stuff, it's like, yeah. We'll give it like a minute. I find most people don't get stuck in the 3-minute ads, even though they can run for 3 minutes. I looked over and I saw that Pepperoncino has claimed my sweater for herself. I was warm, so I took off my sweater before streaming, and it's like, well, now it's a cat bed. All right. Halfway through, most people should be out of it now. All right, for someone like you, just my claws will do the trick. That's definitely her sweater now, always. They do occasionally use, like, cat beds and stuff I buy for them. Like, cats like to change where they sleep as, like, a safety thing. Like, that's part of their nature to try and sleep in different places. So, like, you know, a predator can't easily find them. But yeah, literally I've seen Pep and Mogu use my sock as like a bed. Like they just like literally like take it into their like between their paws and like rub up against it and just lay down for a nap. I'm like, really? A sock? There's a towel on the ground like about like 5 feet in the other direction, and you want my smelly sock. The corner of his lips curve into a smile. His gallant features twist into that of a hideous beast. It's a wry smile, as if to confirm our queen's accusation. Stretch, thank you. Actually, you're right. I'm sitting like a pretzel. Let's unpretzel myself. The strongest beings are those who are balanced, yet ever-changing.
貴様はまさにそれだ。そ
Beings
こまで
like
衰退してい
you,
な
even
が
in
ら、
your
まだ
weakened
俺を
state,
上回る余力がある。
still exceed my own power. Well, at least he knows. At least he knows where he stands.
あらゆる呪い、あらゆる状況に対応する原初の位置。波の使徒では可能ない。
A primordial creature that can weather any storm and withstand any curse. A regular dead apostle would not possess a sliver of hope against you. The air distorts. His twisted desires spur the blue haze to lower the temperature even further. But Arquid doesn't hesitate. She's fully aware that a direct hit from Vlov's strange lance could be the end of her. Yet, she charges head on. Then,
だが貴様は知らない。
but you know nothing of me.
かの領土はこの星の一部でありながら、生きるにあたわずと除外された生命。
My domain may be part of this planet, but it is not one fit for life.
いかに真祖の姫であろうと、この地獄に耐えきれるか。
Damn. True ancestor, princess or not, let us see how you fare against this hell of mine. Woof. A flurry of ice-cold gusts spread outwards from Vlov. Arquade comes to an abrupt halt and throws up her hands in front of her as if to protect herself. The wind screeches as it blankets the surroundings in temperatures approaching absolute zero. Damn! If it's that cold, the ground is basically peanut butter brittle right now. Like, you know when you're a kid or even an adult and you have to walk on the frozen puddles to hear the of ice? That's what the ground is probably doing if it's actually absolute zero down there. Like, the concept of just how cold absolute zero is insane. Like, instant death, your flesh has literally rotted off from the cold, like. And then... the giant, otherworldly spear shatters Arquade's pure white dress. Oh! And she de-evolved. It's Digimon, you know, when they take too much damage and they have to go back to their basic form. The blast kicks up a snowstorm that blocks my vision. Her dress can shatter. Well, it was like essentially armor, so it makes sense. She said she was gonna like remake herself. Baby Arquide. My breath turns white as the air around me cools. No! The blizzard clears, revealing Arquade crumpled on the rubble a few dozen meters from Vlov. I hope she walks out as the little cat. Oh, Neko Arc? Yeah, I don't know if Neko Arc ever actually shows up proper in the plot. Nothing remains of her fireproof dress. She's gone back to her original form.
怪物め。俺の槍を受けて原型をとどめているか。
That'd be a proper D-Digivolve? True. I guess we'll find out. Truly a monster. You still live after tasting my spear?
だが
We'll soon fix that. Our queen lies dead still. But Vlav doesn't approach her. Instead, he raises his hand as if signaling for something. Ah! Yikes, the debris surrounding our quid creaks and crumbles. Beneath the rubble, the clawed hands of zombies scratch and groan as they crawl out of the dirt.
この狩りはもはや俺のものだ。
The hunt is over.
女の死体を拾ってこい。
Go. Bring her body to me.
その順応性、あらゆる苦しみを上回る万能の血をこの手に。
I will take what is hers. I will take that versatile blood capable of overcoming all suffering. Get your butt in there, Shiki. Yep, it's time to move, buddy. Maybe you can't take care of love, but I'm sure you can deal with some zombies. Oh my god. Why are flash frozen zombies scarier than normal zombies? At Vlov's command, the zombies head to where our queen lies motionless. It's over. Our plan failed. There won't be another chance to chain up Vlov. Our queen is gone, and the city is wrapped in the grim cold. Everyone is as good as dead. Shido Emiya would never accept this. Get your ass in there, Shiki! What I see before me now are the final moments before the world as I know it ends. What a terrible Type Moon protagonist. I'm sure he'll redeem himself, but right now I'm like, wow. The cold feels like razor blades on my skin. My body temperature is dropping rapidly. Even living is a challenge in this extreme weather. My brain's gears grind as the pressure in my skull rises. I claw at my chest, feeling like my heart might explode any moment now. I give myself 2 more minutes at best. The horde of zombies is closing in on Arquid. If you've only got 2 minutes left, do something with them. Despite the freezing cold, the scene reminds me of midsummer. Really? They're like a file of ants marching towards some spilled sugar under the scorching sun. They'll kill her. They'll tear her limb from limb, just like I did, just like you did once. Yet, I stand here, watching it all unfold from the safety of this ledge. At this rate, they'll... At this rate? I can't. That thing is a natural disaster in the guise of a human. We never should have gone after him. It was the height of arrogance to think we could defeat him. And so what? You were just supposed to accept being slaughtered? What was I thinking? That we could stop him from killing more people? That we could solve this without any more casualties? What a joke. We never should have confronted him. If we had just let the whole disaster blow over like a typhoon, at least he might have stopped at burning the city to the ground. We know he wouldn't have. I just can't. They couldn't do anything. You choose to do nothing. They had nothing to fight back with. You have a weapon. Pressure builds against my skull. Thoughts turn to disarray as common sense wrestles with delusion. My consciousness turns to flee. I make no move to stop it. There's nothing I can do. No way I can fight him. But she... I've done enough. Any more is insane. But she... I could run while I can. Just turn away like a normal person. But she'll die. I stare up at the sky. Tall, frozen buildings invade my view. The people inside must have died in an incident. No chance to even manage a scream. Unlike what happened at the hotel, the pleading screams of the people there still haunt me, even now. I look over at the fallen woman. The corpses inch closer and closer to her, moaning and drooling. Even now, the river of ice continues to expand, all while the vampire watches over his domain of death with absolute indifference. I know. My head splits from the pain. At this low temperature, my heart has to squeeze and contract with everything it's got to keep my blood flowing. Everything points to just one conclusion. I can't do it. Every trickle of fear that sinks to the pit of my stomach churns and turns, coagulating into a mass of fury. I may be defective, a laughing stock, stupid and naive. Because despite all of that, I still can't bear to stand by and watch this happen. That's a boy. I remove my glasses. I cover my mouth with my left hand to stop what remains of my precious body heat from escaping through my breath. I've got maybe 3 minutes. That's all the time I'll have until the fire within me burns out. It's not that I lack motivation. That's just a realistic assessment of how long a human can survive down in that pit. Yeah, that's fair. What the hell am I even doing? I scold myself as I slide down the slope. You're a typhoon protagonist. You gotta stand your ground here. You're the senpai. You are the first protagonist. You gotta set the precedent, boy. This is crazy. I'm crazy. This is all so crazy. Run away if you want to live? No, it's the opposite. If I really want to live, I need to go in. This monster cannot be allowed to exist. This monster cannot be allowed to roam free. If I run away, I'll die. If I run away, the entire city will perish with me. So it's clear what I have to do now. If I want to live, I need to kill. If I'm going to survive, I need to charge. I have to kill him right here and right now as fast as I can. patience for this creature is already run thin. It dares to kill, steal, and live on without remorse or repercussion. I cannot allow it to live, not as a human, not as a fellow living creature. As long as this thing lives, it will be my prey. I will tear out its life force by the root! Yeah, root mentioned! I run towards Arquide. The zombies are about to press their teeth into her tender flesh. I remember the question she asked me earlier. Can I actually bring myself to kill? Whether they're truly human or not, can I kill something that looks so human? It doesn't matter now. My head simply aches. I've never gone without my glasses for this long. I've never been this objective in my thinking. In my frenzied state, I make quick note of where each death line is on their bodies. Then, I commit to memory each of my undead targets. Hands off her, you eyesores! The dead shouldn't prey on the living. Besides, she's my prey. Mine alone. Oh, okay! Toxic masculinity, we love to see it. I cut through lines on 3 of the zombies like they were butter. Each neatly splits into 3 pieces and drops to the ground, dead. It was almost too easy. With their attention focused on Arquide, they were completely defenseless. Wake up! How long do you just plan on lying there? Is it Nanaya Gaming? It's Nanaya Gaming. I make no attempt to touch her. I just call out to her as I kill the 4th. Yeah, that's me! Up and at 'em, princess! Roused by my voice, Arquide opens her eyes in a daze. What are you doing here? Run already! She pushes herself off the ground, but the toll on her is evident from her face and posture. She's come to. She's alive, though her wounds haven't healed. It looks like Arquide won't be able to move anytime soon. She's the one who ought to be running away, not me. Unfortunately, I don't exactly have it in me to get her to safety. Glad you're back up. Try and cover me if you can. Cover you? Are you taking him on by yourself? Have you lost your mind? I mean, what other choice is there? Would someone in their right mind do this? This is like the bottom of the ocean for me, you get that? I have 3 minutes tops. In that time, we've got to do this. We have to kill him and end it. Knife in hand, I dash ahead, leaving Arquide behind. I look over at Vlad, quickly calculating the distance between the 2 of us. About 40 meters. 6 seconds before I reach him. He still hasn't noticed me yet. 3 more seconds. I can't waste any more time observing him. I've got to end this with one final blow. My body is already suffering from hypothermia. I've got 3 more minutes until my mind and body shut down entirely. But I have, at most, 1 minute before my body starts to falter, and I can no longer move freely. That's plenty, though. I can already see the lines that'll let me kill him where he stands. He finally reacts. He shifts his gaze towards me with all the disinterest of a man about to wave off a bug. The gigantic lance he used to skewer our quid is gone too, which makes sense. I'd be worried if it wasn't. Hey! Nick, thank you for the raid! You guys are hopefully just in time to see the vampire go down. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody. If you've never been here, hello, my name is Diana Mellis. I'm a VTuber. Apprenticed familiar at the Mellis Apothecary and Cafe. We are playing TSUKIHIME, which is a visual novel by the famous Type Moon, who also did Fate Stay Night. Thank you all for stopping by. I have no idea how far we are into this route. It feels like we're about to kill the big boss, but that doesn't feel right. I guess we'll find out. The gigantic lance he used to skewer our quaid is gone too, which makes sense. I'd be worried if it wasn't. Also, I hope you had a good stream. Let me know what you guys were up to. In Flov's eyes, I'm nothing. I might as well be one of his useless zombified minions. He sees me as no more than our quaid's incompetent bodyguard. Why stain his spear when he could just as easily crush this insignificant human under his boot? Potentially joke's on you, buddy. You don't know that we're literally capable of slicing you into pieces with a single knife. That gives us our chance. All I can do is catch him by surprise. He's already spotted me, so getting him from behind is no longer an option. But that doesn't mean a surprise attack is out of the question. He doesn't know about my eyes. He'd never fathomed that a mere human could possess the power to kill an immortal vampire with a single strike. Hiyo Zora! 2 seconds. It's my only chance. My one shot to cross the boundary between life and death. Focus. All I need to do is dodge his first move. As long as I can do that, then my gamble will pay off, and I'll be able to cut through his lines. One second before I reach him. Just as I'm about to get within slashing distance, we both jump back from one another at the same time. We never even got within each other's reach. Oh, is this Ciel? 2 factors brought us here. First, I made a misstep. The cold air concentrated around him prevents me from getting near. The closer I get, the duller my body and mind become. At the speed I was going, I'd have lost consciousness as soon as I was within 2 meters of him. One more step, and it would have been over for me. I've lost the element of surprise. It just isn't possible to sneak up on Vlav and kill him. But I can live with that. Failing the ambush was something I had accounted for. There's one other problem, though. A problem far more deadly. That bastard. My rage throbs between my temples, mixing with the headache from going without glasses for so long. I still can't believe it. He somehow managed to read me. He must have some kind of intuition, a primal instinct that survived that would put any wild animal to shame. He should have had no reason to fear me, yet he somehow sensed that I have some method of killing him. In that perilous instant, he recognized me as a threat, leaping away without another moment's thought.
なぜ俺が引いた?
Another riddle! Thank you! Thank you, everyone. Hey, hello, neat, hello, raiders. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome! Raid from Brazil. Very nice. Hello, everybody. If you've never been here before, my name is Diana Amelis. I am a VTuber, an apprentice familiar at the Melis Apothecary and Cafe. We're playing Tsukihime right now. We tend to do a lot of visual novels, a lot of JRPGs. Hello! Thank you guys for the follows. Much appreciated. We are right in the midst of what feels like a battle with the final boss, but I'm like, it can't be the final boss. Can it? I have no idea how long each route in this game is, so I'm like, this feels like final boss, but isn't final boss. I know most visual novels take place over like a week or so in the story, and it's been like 4 days, 5 days, so maybe. I jumped back around 2 meters, but his retreat was on another level. He had to have pulled a full 30 meters back. I suppose 30 meters must be the minimum safe distance for a vampire. It's almost hilarious just how different a scale we operate on. Head pat, thank you! Oh, is my head pat thing not working? Oh god. Hold on. Oh, no momento. Yes, it's not logged in. There we go. Pat, 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 pat. Also, how was your stream? What were you guys up to?
なんだ? お前はなんだ?
What is this? What are you? You took the words right out of my mouth. My luck has quickly gone down the drain. I'll never let me close this gap between us again. I've recognized that I won't be able to take him down, whereas he's figured out that I possess a way to kill him. From here on out, it'll be...
いい、近寄るな。お前はそこで死んでいろ。
No! Well, we took a calculated risk and we were very bad at math. Playing another visual novel? Nice! Which one? Too much text? Never too much text. Very well. You will not approach me. You will die where you stand. A long-distance massacre. Oh boy! The cold air condenses, forming icy objects in midair. They're sharp as spears, and like bullets they fly, targeting my skull. Do I dodge? Or do I try to take them? Should I waste my weapon here? Or continue to conceal it? The decision is made on instinct. Did you just take that? Oh, never mind. That's just his headache. The headache wrings my brain like a wet towel. Ooh. Oh, Magicoi? I feel like I've heard that one before. It doesn't look familiar. Maybe I have and I just don't remember it. So many VNs come out, especially pre like 2010. It's hard to keep up with them all. My eyes hone in on the instrument of death, like the focus being adjusted on a camera. If I cut the lines, they're spears of ice. They're inertias. Their very bonds holding them together will be killed right in front of me. Death takes aim at my temples. I align my knife with the projectiles. Humans were once feral beasts too, or still host to the acute reflexes and instincts we had during that bygone time. As long as I'm free to move my body as I wish, these icicles are no deadlier than a pea shooter. A pea shooter can still take out your eye. Don't underestimate BB guns. However, yeah, see? I've used up my only shot at a surprise attack. His eyes tell me everything I need to know. He saw what I did just now. He doesn't have to understand how I did it, but I'll never get close enough to do it to him. I've lost my only avenue to victory. Should I really have shown him my trump card so soon? Well, I mean, you would have been dead otherwise, so it's like, No, I shouldn't have. But it's not like I had another choice. I had to play my best hand in order to survive. I'll just have to find something that can make up for it. I limit myself to only the most necessary movements. Even if I can't get close to him, I should at least try to conserve my energy. There's only 2 more minutes left till I hit my limit. My fear is cast out by excitement. Oh boy, he's a weirdo. Caught in a battle for survival, my perspective on life and death get turned upside down. That was no miracle. Yet, it defies any sense. By what means does this man pass through my thirst like water? There's a brief lull in the onslaught. He hones the wave of cold air into a singular point, creating a maelstrom of ice. A valiant effort. But this is where you die. Hi, Luna! I will not have you quicken my heart any further. Want to hear some good news and bad? Alright, sure, what's up? We have good news and bad news too. Good news is visual novel. Bad news is I think our protagonist is toast. You're back to playing Woo-Wah, yay! But frozen javelins are launched in my direction as if from a trap thrower. I slice through each of his ice bullets. With the arcade behind me, I've got no choice to cut down every projectile he throws our way. Bad news is I did sleep enough. Oh no! gaming too hard. The addiction is real, I understand. It takes about 1.5 seconds for his frozen spears to close the distance between us. As long as I'm able to move my body, I can continue fending off his assault. You slept at a normal time and you just didn't sleep. Well, that sucks. That sucks. Man, as someone who regularly has insomnia problems, I feel ya. Man. But in the meantime, I need to come up with a plan. Oh wow, look at this. Cinema! Blob hasn't moved an inch. Shiki's reflected in the ice shards, that's cool. Blob hasn't moved an inch. Why? There's no reason for him to hold back now that he's recognized I'm a threat. Which leaves me a hypothesis. He's frozen in place not because he thinks he can finish me off from afar, but because he can't move when he's in that state. Arquade has cornered him already, leaving him without blood to fuel him. This freezing aura that surrounds him is more like the final defense mechanism of a monster on the verge of death. It's a wild theory, but it's one that fits the present situation. Trapped and unable to move, Blob throws accursed icicles every which way in order to cling to life. In the end, it doesn't matter if he runs hot or cold. All creatures ultimately perish when in his proximity. If I were within 10 meters of him, I'd freeze to death in 2 seconds. I'm going to collapse in no time. I'll meet my end like a lost traveler on a snowy mountain, doomed to drift off to sleep and never wake again. When a human's body temperature exceeds 43 degrees or drops below 34, brain cells start to shut down. But I can't lose myself in the details. I have to look at the broader picture. I cannot let my thoughts distract me. My duty is to slice my knife through whatever comes my way the second I see it. I do have to revise some of my earlier assumptions. Yes, the cold he emanates spreads out in all directions. But after a closer look, I'm not certain the density is uniform all the way around. The ground seems coldest. That must mean there are temperature disparities in the air around him. If he has a weak point, that's where I'll find it. His blizzard may act as an all-encompassing barrier, but that doesn't make it impenetrable from every angle.
死の淵で主を守るか。勇ましいが。
Oh no, not the spear! But the spear has lines. We could technically break it. Blob draws the lance he used against Arquade from the shadows once more. As he does, a large tree of ice crystallizes in the air behind him, its branches extending in all directions. Now it's a contest of who can penetrate the other first. No! It's not that kind of visual novel. No, the original wasn't Eruge. I will simply overwhelm you with numbers. Hi, Gilgamesh, how you doing? We doing... Is this Gate of Babylon? Oh boy! His attacks intercept my analysis. I focus again on intercepting his projectiles. There's no way I can kill all of the icicles in time. I'll have to take a hit. No, I can't let that happen. It's too soon to give up. I can't afford to take the slightest graze. Bleeding here would be death. The unforgiving cold would strip me of life before the minute was out. So I have no option but to kill. One way or another, I must. I reboot my consciousness and see the lines. Only the lines. He reboots himself like a computer, how handy. One by one, I take note of my prey. 26 in all. I devise my plan, plot where to move, where to slice and kill, and where to dodge. At the center of it all, I see it. That which far transcends all of the lines of death surrounding it. A perfect point from where the lines are born. The place where death converges. The wall of death closes in on me. But just now I saw it. A glimmer. Just as I'm going to die here, so too does the possibility exist of him dying. There we go! Shoot him, protagonist! Final strike! Never mind, but I've already reached my limits. Tohno is out of ways to ensure his survival. The icicles rip through the flesh of my left thigh and the right side of my abdomen. Ooh, ow. Precious heat is rubbed from my extremities. My ligaments scream as each sudden stop chews away more muscle fibers. The cells within are instantly destroyed by the ultra-cold temperature. My fingers grow numb. I can barely move my limbs. This is it. The chance at victory slipping out of sight. Whether he finishes me off or not, I'll be dead within a minute. If Love or Arquid or anyone else were watching me now, they'd think the same, I'm sure of it. But no one believes it more than me. So then why? Oh God. It must be some primal animal instinct. Why is it that you're smiling during all this? Because you're absolutely insane. Shiki a freak? He is such a freak. He's a big freak. He's a freak, which makes him perfect for killing vampires, basically. An icicle strikes Arquid in the face. Ow! Fuck. I forgot to account for her behind me. Oh, you suck. It looks like it only managed to graze her, but she has one hand over her face, rubbing the spot where she was struck. What kind of person takes a hit like that to the face and comes out with barely a scratch? Ow! I'm reminded once more of just what a monster Arquid is. The perfect match, a freak and a monster. Oh, she's pissed! She buries one hand into the ground and pulls out a massive slab of earth as easily as someone might dig through sand with a shovel. Then, as if to rebuke Law for the pain he caused her, she flings the rock in his direction. She pissed. She's like, oh, fuck you, that hurt! accidentally nails you with like the baseball or something, and like you literally like you grab it and you go up to them and you like chuck it point blank at them. But he demolished it just as easily with his lance. There's still not a scratch on him. It makes sense that he wouldn't be killed by rudimentary weapons. And yet, after seeing Arquade's counterattack, it's like the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Finally, I've got something I can work with. I can kill him with one blow. But to do that, I'll have to strike him before my body shuts down from the cold. How, though? My legs won't carry me the distance they need in a span of 2 seconds. I need something faster. Is he gonna get her to throw him? Are we gonna have human bullet Shiki Tohno? Eat the Shiki? I think that's the only way I can think. The fact that he suddenly has this master plan after seeing Arquade throw a rock. I can only think he's like, hey, throw me like a baseball. To maximize my chances, I better approach him from an angle where the cold is thinnest. But I can't use my legs to do that. I've got no other options. At this rate, I'll die anyway. It's no longer a question of if I can do it, but how. Brace yourself. There's only one way to get close enough, and that's by... Throwing feels like, you know, the normal answer here. But if I know my visual novels and my anime, the normal answer isn't the way to go. Taking flight, or I suppose it'd be more accurate to say, falling down. But can I actually pull it off? The whole thing would be down to luck. I'm already aware there's no way I'd come out of this venture unscathed. For one, the impact of the landing alone would break my bones and turn my muscles to pulp. Will you be able to bear such agony? I mean, what choice do we got here? I narrowly sliced through the projectiles as if I were cutting through my own hesitation. Those were a little too close for comfort, but I ought to thank him. That last shot has opened my eyes. I just need to take whatever pain that comes my way. I've never been particularly susceptible to the sting of death to begin with. From now on, I'll tune every last thought to the prospect of killing. I have no doubt that Vlav is already doing the same. This really was the right option, wasn't it? I turn around and run towards Arquade, though doing so depletes me of my last reserves of energy. I couldn't take one more step if I tried. My enemy is 50 meters away from me, but that's fine. Horizontal distance doesn't matter here.
Arquade! さっきのあれ、もう一回できるか?
Ah! Yay! Human missile Shiki Tohno! Hey, Arquade! Can you do that thing again?
あれって何?
What thing? I quickly explained my plan to her. It's a short explanation. She views me with total bewilderment. But something about my expression must have convinced her.
その規模でやると私の余力もなくなるわ。
You know there will be nothing left in my tank if I pull something on that scale, right?
それでもいいのね。もう逃げることもできないわよ。
Are you sure you still want to do it? We won't be able to run if it comes down to it. I nod, indicating that I've accepted the consequences. I don't even think Flav would let us run. I don't even have the energy to talk. And I'm honestly shocked Arquade was still considering the possibility of escape.
でもそれって式は途中で落っこちない？
But won't you fall off halfway though?
私そのあたり加減できないよ。
I'm not great at holding back, you know.
そりゃ落ちるに決まってるだろ。だから。
No shit, I'll fall off. That's why you're. Even though I was supposed to catch my breath, I can't help but yell before getting to my plan. Which is when he's like, "You're just gonna ignore me? There's no time to explain." Vlav has already sent another merciless storm of spears our way.
いいから全力で手を抜かずやってくれ。やりすぎてもいい。お前に殺されるならそれはそれで本望だ。
That is almost romantic. It's fine. Just throw me at full force. Don't hold back. If I'm gonna die, then I'd rather it was by your hand. We don't have time to dance around the issue. I take my eyes off Arquade and focus on our enemy. Behind me, Arquade perks up in response to my order.
任せて。
She's like, "Oh, you want me to kill you? No one's ever said that to me before." I crouched down in front of Arquade. Then I pressed my knees and palms flat against the ground. Oh god, an unseen arm runs beneath the surface. And Quaid unearths another slab of rock just like before. No, it's on a whole different scale this time. The entire terrain crumbles and shakes as she looses a massive swath from the ground. Wow, this is even more wild than I was expecting. She looks so happy. Literally. From the two pairings I know of, essentially, are Quaid and Ciel. Ciel feels like the slightly more healthy dynamic here, like they're both still human. But Arquade is the only one that can match Shiki's freak. Ciel brings him like back down to earth. Arquade just like lets him go loose. It's an explosion of soil, a veritable upheaval of the ground. The terrain splinters into countless pieces if Vlav's cold is a blizzard. Then Arquade's made a tsunami of earth. Even Vlav's deadly icicles are but droplets splashing against a tidal wave. Soon, the 50-meter-high wall of earth will crash into him with the full force of 7,000 tons. Yet, the knight doesn't flinch in the face of the looming calamity. He pierces through the wave of gravel with a thrust of his steel lance. Between the falling debris, he must have noticed that Arquade, having used the last of her strength to pry apart the bedrock, was now on her knees, and that the imminent threat was nowhere to be seen among earth and sand. Staring down the towering wave, his instincts returned to him. To be precise, they had returned 2 minutes prior, when a lone human forced him into retreat. That which he had thought was forever lost to the cold, was rekindled, and he found himself regaining a semblance of his sanity. This human has the means to kill me. I know not how, only that he does. A lingering instinct of a man once whole, the intuition of a warrior, honed and tempered during the Dark Ages, suddenly broke free of the curse plaguing his body. The deep-seated pride of a knight, built over a mere 2 decades, has won over the madness of a millennium. He understands all too well that this is nothing short of a miracle, but such things are fleeting. The delusion of the mind will end once it kills the human. It will regress to being a dream of the dead, never to see the light of day again. In a matter of moments, the human joy he finds in the thrill of the fight will be buried by a haze of frost. That's why he intends to relish the development. He understands the enemy's intentions. He'll mask his approach using the debris as cover. He's seen the human's weapon. He knows it can cut through things. Surely, the human will use this wall of dirt as a door, burst through it, and encroach on his territory. No. You're thinking too normal, Fluff. Shiki is being absolutely insane, and he has turned himself into a sacrificial lamb, and he is going to drop down from the sky and pray to God he doesn't miss, because he's going to turn into putty regardless. Like, good luck. Good luck, bro. He readies his lance. Mistakes were made. The wall of dirt towers before him. Under normal circumstances, he would shatter the wall and his concealed foe with it. But this ain't normal circumstances, huh? There is no need for him to adapt to the enemy's tactics. His preferred method of warfare has always been to offer no quarter and crush all resistance. He still has plenty of energy remaining. 10 people's worth of the finest blood. Yet, the vampire remains obstinate. I cannot speak anymore. Why are they throwing big words at me? I cannot do it. Consuming these souls is the one thing I shall never do. It is his warmth. In order to burn, he will preserve this blood for all eternity. He does not mean to make light of the human. He has already realized that the foe he faces is an outlier. He is more than aware that if the human gets too close, it will be the end of him. Yet, there are things even he is unwilling to relinquish. Super special attack! Fully aware of his own heedlessness, he thrusts his lance forward using 50% of his remaining power. The giant wave of debris... Oops, sorry. I accidentally bumped the desk with my chair. The giant wave of debris breaks apart immediately on impact. But that only takes care of the rocks to his front. The blow ensured his immediate safety and nothing more. He knows that it would do little to his foe. He He knows the enemy will come for him. No matter the cost, he will come.
だが
However, unfortunately, there are limits to the human body. It has no way of passing through this rain of debris. Even with a true ancestor princess on his side, some things are impossible. When the earthen wave breaks and the downpour ends, so will the life of the human. As long as he can find the boy, an ambush is in pots. Hello! Vlav opens his eyes. They are equipped to peer leagues into the distance. But he finds nothing. Not even a glimpse of a shadow creeping away. Could he have actually managed to kill him with that mighty blow? No, this foe would never die to something so simple. He chastises himself for thinking so highly of the enemy. Yet, deathly cold chill runs down his spine. For a single second, he allowed his mind to drift from his foe. He knows that the enemy will come. Hello, Sete! Yet, he is nowhere to be found. And the knight's premise must have been faulty from the start.
道か
A path? The vampire looks up at the sky. The hare finds his enemy illuminated under the moonlight. Wow! He got that dog in him. Bow bow! The pale blue ghost lights of the mystic eyes of death perception bear down upon him. He's literally been chained to the rock. Arqui's aim wasn't just to bury Vlav in debris. It was to lob this boulder into the air. The one I was strapped to, far out of the vampire's view, and more importantly, above the reach of his cold. 30 meters below me, the tidal wave of earth is demolished by Vlav. What remains is just him, me, and the vast open air between us. I steel my nerves as I re-visualize the outcome. If I manage to do this, Tohno will lose both his legs. It's fine. Shulk's still running around. I'm sure you'll be fine. Even if I survive, I'll never walk again. The certainty crystallizes in my mind's eye. But I don't let that bother me. If I can brace long enough to survive the next 2 seconds, then the results will be well worth it. It took him only a second to find me. While I admire his speed, it will be 1 second too late. But won't you fall off halfway though? I'm not great at holding back, you know.
そりゃ落ちるに決まってるだろ
Shit, I'll fall off. That's why you're...
お前が俺
going
に
to
道を
make
作ってく
me
れ
a path. Damn! That is pretty incredible. The floating rocks fall into place like puzzle pieces. A hastily constructed slide connected by ivy. We sit on the same coordinates, with only the air between us.
So,
Here we go. No. I calculate my chances of survival. Before I get started, I confirm my target. My route is plotted. A one-way path, 30 meters in 2 seconds.
ショータイムだ。吸血鬼。
Whoa! Showdown, bloodsucker. Da 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 da. Whee! My descent begins. I plunge down the slide into the maw of death. I've given up on reacting. I can only make my decisions one at a time, 1 second at a time. During the 2 seconds leading up to my touchdown, I focus on 2 factors. Every decision I make could end in my death. Oh, please don't make me pick. When faced with such a scenario, I must concentrate on where my chances of dying are particularly high. I visualize every point that could lead to certain death. Only 2 such exist. Elsewhere, my chances of survival lie around 10%. I don't need to worry about those. 10% is more than enough. If you say so, buddy. The problem lies with the ones where I have a 0% chance. A scenario where I will die. No matter how deftly I perform, no matter how careful I am. Which is why I must do whatever I can to raise those odds from 0 to 1%. I need to sharpen my senses if I'm going to overcome these 2 obstacles of death. I don't have the luxury to allocate them elsewhere. For some reason, Shiki calling vampires a bloodsucker seems like a slur. I am pretty sure it is essentially a slur, yes. It was not meant to be nice. But if I'm wrong, and there are more than 2 points of certain death, I can't even fathom it. If there are, then it's already over for me. I don't have the strength to avoid 3 of them. That would just mean his power exceeds my wildest expectations. Icicles appear in the air behind him and shoot forth at me as if to smother their prey. They close in like the jaws of a beast. It's terrifying, but I'm beyond caring now. That fear amounts to nothing more than a base animal instinct. I had seen this coming from a mile away. It's the thing I feared would kill me. 10 meters. I've passed through the first obstacle. Every last one of my nerves is on fire. My muscles are tuned to perfection. I rapidly twist and turn my torso. Even though it should have been impossible for me to change the trajectory of my descent, I managed to somehow do it after calculating the angle of his weapon. The metallic object narrowly skims the air beside me. My 0% gamble pays off, and I manage to avert certain death. Only 1 second before I land. It's my victory. He's out of moves. Don't say that. How many times have you said like I've won? We've won in like the past 3 hours. Both obstacles are determined in the span of a second each. Now I have to kill him. before my insides are pulverized by the impact of the fall. I don't care what'll happen to me afterwards. In this moment, all of my focus is on piercing his line. But to have one more move up his sleeve, something outside of my predictions. No, there's no time to think, no time to avoid it. Even if I could change my trajectory at this juncture, I wouldn't waste my time on it. It's time, the time for thinking is over. I'm going to die. That was decided the second I started my descent. Don't let your insides get Hey, no! This is a dramatical murder. This is a tohno no chi. If my brain is to be skewered by ice here, I doubt I'd even register it. The second obstacle. The negative 100-degree temperature that defies the laws of nature and stops the human body in its tracks. My impulse to brace for landing, and even my concerns for the sanctity of life are left behind in the skies above. Flav! Kinetic energy courses from my thighs through to my hips, and from my hips up to my back, and from there into my right hand as I swing the knife down. Now that the moment has been set into action, there's no way of stopping it. I'm a killing machine fueled by inertia. All my brain needs to do is locate the lines. At the center of it all, I see a light. A vortex of swirling atoms. The certainty of life's eventual end. You seen the root, guys? A place of pure death that pulls everything inside like a black hole. My brain may have cast out all rational thought, but it still comprehends what it's seen through sheer instinct. If the lines are what bring death to life, then this core brings death to the origin of its existence. The end of the universe for any creature, be they monster or immortal, can be killed with a single stab. Can't say I care much for this sudden revelation. My entire body trembles with emotions that run much deeper. Having used his lance already, Flav unsheathes his machete. Realizing my aim, the vampire readies for another counterattack. It's his final move in this game against an underhanded opponent like myself. This man is the real deal. A shining example of his kind. I don't know or care where the bar is set for vampires, but he's a killer through and through. I can't help but despise him. When he was sane, before he was a vampire, I'm sure he was a knight worthy of envy. Even if not a shadow of that man remains. But he will never get the chance to bring his blade against me. I turn, dodge, then twist. embrace his core. Bro is literally in pieces. In an instant, the surrounding temperature returns to normal. The cold wave disappears alongside its master's life force. But the man still remains upright at the center of it all.
なんだこれは。
What is this? Dazed, the vampire speaks to himself.
この傷は知らない。この喪失は思い出せ
Do
ない。
not know this wound, nor can I recall this loss.
この言語化できない大気の肌触
I
りは
know only that this
いつか失った
indescribably
何者
gentle
か
touch of air left me long ago. I don't know what he's saying. I don't even know the language he speaks. But his tone is gentle, like that of a poet extolling spring. Ah,
痛みも
I feel
寒波も感じない。
neither pain nor cold.
恐ろしいが懐かしい。
Frightening. How very nostalgic.
これではまるで
As if
僕は死人になったようだ。
and all that's left were his boots.
疲れた。
I'm so done. My body drops backwards onto the ground, but my heart and lungs cry for joy as finally, at long last, I begin breathing normally once again. I can't move their arm. I can't even tell whether I'm still holding my knife. All I can be sure of is the throbbing in my body and my rapidly fading consciousness. It's a blessing in disguise. My pain is overtaken by numbness. It feels like the bones in my left leg, which I landed on while falling, were carved with a saw. Normally, the pain would have me seeing stars, but right now, I can't feel a thing.
でもくそ
God damn it. The miserable words pass my lips even though I will them not to. I don't get any joy from having survived. I don't even feel pride in having done some great feat. It wasn't a miracle. There was nothing. After all was said and done, I just charged at him with every emotion I possessed.
好き
And the moon, a solitary crescent moon, sits high in the night sky. How odd. It feels familiar somehow. Like I saw something just like it in a dream once.
大丈夫シキ？
You okay, Shiki? Arquade strolls over as if nothing had happened.
まあ生きては
I'm
いる
alive, I guess? I feel more dead than alive, though. Even talking hurts like hell. But you're not going to hear me make petty complaints while I'm still alive.
もうそんな謙遜しちゃって。
Now. No need to be modest.
新参とはいえシキはその一人を
You
殺し
just
たのよ。
managed to kill an ancestor, you know?
もっと胸を張ってもいいのに。
There's no shame in boasting a little. Arquade seems to be happy on my behalf. Even I know that killing Vlav was a significant accomplishment. And yet... it's not like I actually did anything. His ice has already decimated the city. The body count will likely eclipse the massacre at the hotel by hundreds, if not thousands. This is all my fault. I let it happen again.
死んでない
Huh? It's not like anyone died.
ブローブの呪いなら全部私が防いでおいたんだし。
Damn, plot significance. Look at that plot hole. If it's Vlav's curse you're worried about, I protected everybody. No one died?
どういうことだそれ
Hold up, what are you saying? I tried to fling my body upright, but my left leg screams from the motion. I find myself still on the ground, wincing in pain.
ほらほら、
See?
ちゃんと
You
横にな
ought
っ
to
て
be
ない
lying
と。
down for now. Doesn't matter. What did you say just now?
死んでないって本当に
No one died? You're serious?
ええ、ブローブの原理が暴走した時、できる範囲を対流膜でコーティングしておいたの。
When Vlav's principle
Skiが
went
ブローブを
wild,
殺すの
I
があと
managed
ちょ
to
っと
keep it
遅かったら
contained with
フォロ
a
ーできなかっ
convective
ただろうけ
coating.
ど。
Though I'll admit, if you'd taken any longer to kill him, I probably couldn't have kept containing it. Ava, the vampire princess, could have just explained what she did before telling them no one died. It's fine. Arcade casually admits to having done something insanely overpowered. Yeah, she did all this while also flinging you into the air. My mind flashes back to that fight. Arcade had paused abruptly just before she was hit by his lance. Does that mean she didn't do that to protect herself? But to protect the higher city? Come to think of it, it's kind of strange that I survived the initial blast of ice at all. Yet I was able to keep breathing even in those Arctic conditions. Arcade must have ensured the rest of the town was able to do the same. And because of it, that happened. The entire time, I was only thinking about myself. Meanwhile, she was selfishly protecting the entire city, even when she knew it would leave her at a disadvantage. You...
なんでそんなこと
Why the hell would you do that? What, you wanted her to let everybody die? Why would you... Cheeky. Was that a bot? Yeah. Sarybot, the bot we have to help counteract spam and stuff, is a very good sniper. Yeah, usually Sari snipes them so fast I don't even get a chance to get a glimpse of what the message is.
お前人間なんかどうでもいいって言ってたじゃないか
No, he was talking about, can't be thinking about human casualties. He was talking about her letting herself get hit to defend everybody, so yes. You've made it to Heaven's Feel? Welcome to the pain train. Enjoy your stay. A strange wave of anger washes over me as I shout at the space case standing next to me. We'll be playing Fate Stay Night once we finish TSUKIHIME, so all in good time. we're only allowed to play one route of Tsukihime anyway, so, you know, versus being allowed to play the entirety of Fate's Day Night, so. It does kind of have the happiest ending out of the three of them? No, it doesn't. Unlimited Blade Works has the happiest ending. Shiro gets to live a normal life with a girlfriend. In Heaven's Feel, he dies and gets, well, I shouldn't say because spoilers, but no, it's not the happiest ending. Unlimited Blade Works, the only people that died was Ilya and Kotomine. It's relatively quite new. I know! I'm not just... If this is about the fact we can only play one route on stream, I'm not despairing that. I totally understand why. I respect the wishes of developers. I'm just saying. I was just objectively saying we can play all of Fate's Day Night because they gave permission versus only being allowed to play Arquade's route because it's closest to the original.
だってシキがそうしてほしいって言ったんだもん。
Shinji die? Doesn't Shinji die in, oh, what's Saber's route called again? It's not Rialta Nua, is it? I can't remember. But yeah, is it technically the only one he live in is Unlimited Blade Works? Fate? Is it actually just called Fate? I thought it was Rialta Nua, whatever. But yeah, doesn't he die in that one too? Does he die? I thought he did. I don't know that one as well as the other two. But I'm pretty sure Unlimited Blade Works is... It's implied that he dies, but we never see a corpse. Still dead. Still dead. The only one he technically lives in is Unlimited Blade Works, and... As shown in the anime, Sakura is now the dominant one in that relationship because she's the one taking care of him because now he's, disabled. Given the stuff he's done, you need a body to be happy? No! Death frees you of your sins. It's a better punishment to be alive and tortured than to die and be free of sin, because when you die, you don't feel anything. You guys are so basic. You guys have no concept of what it actually means to get revenge. You're just like, yeah, he's dead, great. No. If he's alive, Sakura can torture him in Unlimited Blade Works. She can do to him everything that was done to her. That is much better than him just being dead. He's not going to the good place? No, but he can be tortured. He can go through a living hell in life and then a living hell in death as well. But Shinji is a worm who wants to live? So? The old man would still be alive in Unlimited Blade Works? So? Sakura is stronger than all of them. The only reason they're alive is because Sakura wants them to be. Because you told me that's what you wanted. I said something that idiotic? Yes, you did. Seriously? When? Where? Don't tell me she did it because...
なんか、お前は別。
You're an exception. You've never even drunk human blood, so you're fine in my book.
吸血鬼だろうとなんだろうと
Vampire or
俺
not,
たち
as
に
long
手を
as you
出さ
don't
ない
lay
で
a
いてくれる
hand
な
on
らそれでいいん
humans,
だ
I've got no problem with you. I can't believe it. As long as you don't lay a hand on humans. She followed that? Even though she might have lost her life in the process? If anything had gone wrong? I laugh at the bizarre reality of it all. If anything, I'm more dumbfounded than ever. But more than that, I am incredibly grateful. I close my eyes. If what she says is true, and I suppose it's fine for me to rest now. My chest, which had been filled with nothing but regret, is now overcome with relief. My consciousness starts to fade away. No, in Unlimited Blade Works, we find out, like, if you actually read some of the post stuff, Rin works with, Elmeloy II to literally rip the Grail out of the ground. It is no longer in Fuyuki. It's not there anymore. They literally ripped it out of the ground. Ilya is still alive in the Fate route, but she's going to die from her natural lifespan soon, and then there is no one left who could actually use Heaven's Feel. The last Eisenburn dies, therefore the Grail is dead. Literally all the spin-offs of Fate are based on someone literally stealing the Grail out of the ground, so... Literally... I'm pretty sure they ripped it out of the ground. But regardless, whether or not they ripped it out of the ground or not, without Ilya, there's no one who knows how to do Heaven's Feel. Ergo, there's no one who can actually use the Grail properly. Because the ritual of the Grail only worked with the magic of all three families. Without the three families to do the ritual, the Grail can't be activated, so...
何のつもりだ
ダメそんな
You
傷で
can't.
眠っちゃっ
If
た
you
ら
fall
起
asleep
きて
with
か
a
ら
wound
余計
like
苦し
that,
いでし
it'll
ょ
be worse when you wake up,
眠る
right?
のは傷を
You've
塞い
gotta
でか
wait
ら
until you close it
その
up.
方が
That'd
効
be
率
more
的よ
efficient. Arquid, we can't heal that fast, we're human. She's right about that, but... Who was the one who told her that in the first place?
アルクエド
Arquid.
本気で
Can
忠
I be
告
honest
して
with
い
you
い
for a
か
second?
ん
Huh?
何
Sure, go on.
あのな
Stop asking
あ
for the
んまり無茶
impossible.
言うな
Idiot. This is the end. With that, I've burned through my very last reserves of strength. His last words were Baka. The homunculus don't have long lifespans, though. Edithville was literally only 2 years old, technically, when Fate Zero happened. The trade-off for having all of that magical energy is the reduced lifespan. There's a reason we never hear of the Eisenburns in anything else. They literally, like, they can't exist past, like, what they're in right now. I can hear Arquid making some... I thought she was 4? I don't know exact age. Either way, my point still stands. She was a baby. And she was gonna die a natural life, like a short life anyway. Ilya was going to die soon after Fate anyway, so... I can hear Arcade making some big fuss at the back of my mind. Anyway, I don't want to argue fate semantics while trying to play Tsukihime. But I no longer have the energy to open my eyes.
ちょっとシキ、本当に眠っちゃうの？
Are you really going to sleep? Yeah. Because I'm tired. Tired enough to drop dead right on this spot. I'll wake up, but it's so fun to see me squirm. You're on thin ice, buddy.
本当に本当？
Are you
それきっ
really,
と痛いよ。
really sure?
治さなくていい
It's
の？
gonna hurt, you know.
起きたら間
Are
違い
you
なく
awake
失
if
神
it
するよ。
doesn't heal? Or sorry, are you okay if it doesn't heal? Aren't you going to pass out the second you wake up? Oh, you're so loud. I'm going to sleep, so you can do whatever you want. Okay, in that case, you should have told me sooner. He sounds bright and cheery. Oh my god, what is she gonna do? Her tender fingertips feel cool against my already ice-cold skin. It's nice, soothing. The light replaces the fatigue inside.
戦利品？っていうか、その死骸？
Should I call it the spoils of war? Or just the ancestor's husk? Basically goes down Archer's path. I think that's the fate ending that he does that. In Unlimited Blade Works, the implication is Rin is gonna keep him from that path for the most part. There's a possibility, but Rin is there to try and keep him in line versus the Fate one where he did absolutely go down that path. And that's why right at the end he's like half turned into Archer. I'm going to sleep. So you can do whatever you want. Oh, did I back up by accident? Whoops. It's nice, soothing. Delight replaces the fatigue inside me. Should I call it the
っていう
spoils
か、
of
そ
war?
の死骸？
Or just the ancestor's husk?
まあいっか。
Either way,
ちょうど
it'll
ど
work.
こに捨てようか困ってたものが
I
あ
don't
ったんだ。
really know where to dispose of it anyway, so this is perfect. Arqueed, what are you going to do? What was that squelching noise?
何
Whoa, 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 hold up, what are you spearing on me?
うわ
Oh my god!
数角
Ow, 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 ow! I can feel my nerves flaring up again!
めっちゃ
That hurts! It's
いや
James!
かゆい
What are
お
you?
前一体
What the hell did you? Just as I'm about to lay into her, I'm suddenly hit with a tremendous sense of emptiness. Perhaps my shouting burned through my last supply of fuel. This time, I know I'll fall into an uncontestable slumber.
大丈夫。悪いものじゃないわ。そげた
Don't
肉
worry,
の
it's
分だけ
nothing
な
bad.
ら
I'm
これで
just
下
using
が
it
る
to fill up your wounds.
わ。でも、骨ばっかりはちょっと無理かな。後でちゃんと人間の医者にかかりなさい。
I can't really do anything about your bones. You should get that checked with one of your human doctors after. Her cold fingertips part from my skin. Ava, that's a spoiler. Watch it. Her cold fingertips part from my skin.
眠っちゃったシキ。
Are you asleep, Shiki? Yeah, I am. It's been a while since I've slept so soundly, without a whiff of fear.
しょうがないな。四季の家って坂の上の屋敷でしょ？
This is how he gets back! Boy's been missing for 3 days and he's gonna show up with all of these wounds and broken bones. Wow. Guess I'll have to get you back myself. Your house was the one on top of the hill, right?
なんとか送り届
I'll
けてあ
help
げ
you
る。
home. In my sleep, I only see the white
お
moon.
疲れ様シキ。それとあり
You
がとう。
did good, Shiki. Thank you.
今夜はあなたのおかげで助かっちゃ
You
った
really saved me out there. Akiha isn't going to like this. Oh no, not at all. Her words of gratitude float about weightlessly. I can't hear her voice anymore. Finally, without anything else to intervene, I fall into the deepest of sleeps. Dropped off by his new GF? Yup. Sorry about that, Akiha. He was living with a girl for like 3 days. A few hours after the blaze outside the station. While the fire raged, firefighters on the scene reported it would take 2 full days to put it out. However, around midnight, the fire died down and was fully extinguished soon after. An officer dispatched to the location said it was as if a living creature had decided to up and leave. Oh, hey! Who are you? The blockade through Route 305 will be lifted by 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. We've already cleared the expressways for traffic. Additionally, all remnants of the dead apostles on the scene have been disposed of. Will you be making contact? Father Mario! No! I knew there was a character named Mario. I did not know he was a father, and this feels hilarious. Will you be making contact with the Metropolitan Police, Father Mario? I think he's new, yeah. I'd rather not. But it's not like I got the choice. Shit doesn't normally hit the fan on this scale. Not even back home. Excuse me. Throwing out the old man's name ain't gonna be enough to solve this mess. I'll actually have to show up in good faith then. Whatever. Then I shall accompany you as well. Shall I delegate command over this incident to the executors? Right, the ones who are undercover here? There's 2 of them, yeah? Get the subordinate to remain on standby at my hotel. I'll find a use for her if I have to. As for the one from the burial agency, get her back home as fast as possible. The sooner we appeal to Seonator about it, the better. Understood. I'll write a letter of opposition to Prelate Noi and Cardinal Laurentis' name. That's more or less it for our work here. I don't really care who stays to clean up the scene. Hey, Ando! Oh my god, this... You called, boss? I've really had a bad run of luck in my assignments lately. You know they're never going to buy that this was just a gas explosion, right? Should I see if there's any terrorist groups want to take the credit? Nah, no need. We're making the folks who own the place deal with the fallout. Gonna be a hell of a mess when they start shaking the place up. All we gotta do is get rid of the shit that ain't supposed to be here. We dealt with the dead apostles, but that still leaves the human remains. You go do that. Okay, gotcha. Wait a second, isn't your usual entourage still stuck outside the country? Am I the only one here? You seriously want me to check all those bodies for signs of bites? I'm not just asking you to check them. If they're alive, you all have to send them to the church. If they're dead, then kill them again. Ugh, I started working for you because I wanted to avoid that kind of work, boss. Hurry up, I'll make certain the morgue is ready for you. I'm sure you can handle it by daybreak. Oh, whatever. I guess it's just squeezing the trigger on some unmoving targets. No problem if you ignore the psychological toll, that is. Bring the car around, Claudius. It's time for us to deal with the red tape.
はいすぐに
Right away, Master Mario.
その他
Shall I
手
start
配が必要
making
です
other arrangements? With the contamination of the scale, it'd be best if we started calling for backup and me.
その必要は
Don't
ね
bother. In
つうか
fact,
絶
don't
対
even
知らせるな
report it. We'll
この
deal
件
with the
はここだけ
cleanup
で片付け
ourselves.
しばらくは情報収集だ
We've got to gather info
これでも
first for
正義の
fighting
味
on
方
the
だから
side
な
of justice
いた
here,
ずらに犠牲は
so
増
we
やさ
can't
ない
rack up any unnecessary casualties.
誰が敵で誰が
Let's
邪
figure
魔なの
out
か
who our enemy is, whoops, and who is standing in our way first. And surprise! Flaw was just the A plot. Or rather, like the B plot. Now we've got the A plot. Do you want to save your progress? Yes, alright. Seems like a good place to stop. Current route! We're officially on her route! Yay! Oh god, all of that was just setting up all the flags. Think of better way to put the warm-up act now onto the main attraction? Do you know what a B-plot is? That is it's literally the most minor plot, or it's only a plot that takes place in one episode. Technically, that is the warm-up act, but whatever. Alright. Woo! Big stretch. Alright. Time to get myself out of here. Go shower, get some food. At least provided the boy with some valuable combat experience. True. Very true. Alright, so tomorrow we are going back to Danganronpa. Good times, fun times. More visual novel mystery stuff. Da 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 da. And none of our usual victims, so to speak, are streaming. So unless anyone has someone they want me to raid, I will just let y'all loose into the internet. Big stretch. Otherwise, that's it for me. Guide the raid. Thank you. Beautiful. Alrighty. That is it for me, guys. Whoops, bumped my mic. So, if it's daytime where you are, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If it's nighttime, have a great rest when you head on off to bed. And until next time, take care of yourself. Wash your face, brush your teeth, eat good food, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye! Bye-bye-bye-bye! Mwah! Stick around for the raid if you are so inclined. Thank you!